is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 302 Birds. I'm Dalton. I got Jack and Josh with me. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Doing well. Aggressively mediocre.
What did you say?
Aggressively mediocre.
Why do you say that?
Oh. Gotta work tomorrow.
Okay. Well, it is 4th of July week. I mean, there's not a ton of Eagles news, but definitely a ton of Phillies news. Time Phillies talk with Bob Tommy. Get your stitch. Beautiful on cue, Segs. Thank you. But wild card fever. Philadelphia, as of today, is in the wild card spot. Didn't update the stat as of today. That was of yesterday. But looking good for the Phillies. Ballpark Tommy is not with us tonight. He's with Mrs. Ballpark Tommy at the Citizens Bank Park.
A little early for that.
Right, Jack?
A little early for that.
Way too early in the show for that. I'm with Jackson. But how are we feeling about the Phillies right now? How are you guys feeling, at least?
I think it's pretty obvious that Jack and I are not the baseball guys on this podcast, but
True.
I will say before this episode started, our producer Segs was wearing a Mets hat, and our roommate Arrow, who is a Phillies fan, basically lost his shit because our guy behind the scenes is wearing a Mets hat. So I think it's safe to say baseball is heating up, especially in the NL East.
It's heating up.
I think a few teams that have been shit for a few years are like good. So I don't know. At least it gives us something to fight about, right?
Yeah, no, Schwarber's on the hot streak. He's had 2 homers tonight.
Get in the screen, Blair Witch.
Schwarber's been hot this past couple.
Yo, that's Slim Shady, all right?
Past 2 weeks. And he hit 2 homers tonight. So yeah, we're losing currently, but at the same time, hopefully we can get our shit together and be a contender for the NL East banner.
Also, Bryce Harper said the other day that he will return this season, so that's.
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
I think it does matter how it makes me feel. That's the whole point of watching sports. You feel something. Our roommate just had the.
Guys, shout out to Segs, our new producer. He's learning how to do it, but we're having fun with it. But anyway, the Philadelphia Phillies, we're going to be at the game in September. Hammered. Absolutely hammered in the stands. In hot dog costumes, ready to fucking rumble, ready to fucking roll. I'm calling it now. Our podcast is going to be there. We're going to be having a great time. And the Phillies are going to be winning by a lot. Dogs are going to be slugged by Salucci. It should be a great night. And if you guys want to meet us, come on through. I believe the night is September 21st, maybe September 20th. I think the 21st, though, is the night that we're going to Dollar Dog Night. And that Monday night, that's the season opener in Philly for the Eagles against the Vikings. So it's going to be a fun week. But back to the Phillies. Rhys Hoskins has been balling out. Josh put something in the group chat today, which I got to give Josh some credit for. At the end of the day, Rhys Hoskins is looking really good. The team's looking really good. They're in the wild card spot. They're gelling. And, I mean, at the end of the day, this is what you want to see when Bryce Harper's out. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be perfect. But as long as they can somehow finagle their way into the playoffs, it's going to work. Because I think Bryce Harper can come back at a point and be the saving grace that they need.
Sorry, that was a fire alarm. It happened twice in 2 nights.
Yeah.
Zep set it off last night, and Arrow.
I really need to change the batteries in that thing. I think that's what's going on. Can I do my best ballpark Tommy Salucci, whatever impersonation?
I would love a Tom impression. How you feeling about Rhys Hoskins, Salucci?
This is why we fired Joe Girardi to be in the wild card spot, Dutch. This is exactly what we needed. Jesus Christ. Is that close?
I love Girardi, Dutch. I love him. Anyway.
Yeah, that was better. I can't do...
If bitch ass Greg doesn't come through, That's his bitch ass fault. But hold on.
Our house.
Yo, if you're listening on your
What
headphones,
the fuck is going on?
No, we're locked inside this house. None of our windows are open.
All right, Zep. I'm moving on while you guys fix your fire alarm. But the Sixers are potentially recruiting Donovan Mitchell, and I'm very happy with this. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and fucking Michael Rubin, who's selling his stock in the team because he wants to start a gambling brand. Okay, whatever. You do you. But at the end of the day, who's selling his stock in the team are all seen photographed in this photo. A lot of people were saying, is Donovan Mitchell going to go to Philly with Rudy Gobert going away? The Jazz aren't the same team that they are. Even with the rumors about the Jazz last year with their, chemistry, I guess is the right word. Anyway, at the end of the day, I would love Donovan Mitchell to come to Philadelphia and pair up with this duo. I don't think that it's likely. I think at the end of the day, they're going to keep Harden, of course, and we might get lucky if we can get somebody like Durant. I don't see a young guy going to Philly, though, at least right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's,
What do you guys think?
I said it last week. We're not trying to get old heads. We're trying to build the younger team. So there's no chance that we're getting Durant or Mitchell at all. We're trying to build our team up so we have a team that can last us, 5-6 years rather than, Durant leaving the NBA, in the next 3-4 years, if that happens. So it's not likely at all. Personally, we may have to bust again and rebuild our team, trust the process again, and see what we can do. Because we had all the players last year, but I mean, our coach isn't doing that great of a job. And like I said before, we don't have much depth on the bench that we need.
I think you love nothing more than the bust again.
Facts.
Yeah.
Haven't done it in a while.
Donovan Mitchell's only 25, though. So, he is kind of young.
He's not coming to Philly.
But, we had no money. The Jazz would not trade Gobert and then trade Mitchell. That would make no sense on their end. So, it's just not going to happen. We need to look for 3-and-D players like we have already signed, in my opinion. It's kind of the same thing we've needed since 2017 when we signed Marco Bellinelli. Oh, Jesus Christ, this fat bitch. Look at this guy.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Why does it always look like you're calling in from a homeless shelter?
Dude, it's the basement. It's the rafters.
Okay,
It's
no,
my
that's actually
office.
sick. Oh, hell yeah.
Dartboard in the back, They have it at the shelter here. How you fellas doing?
Good. How are you, Greggy? I saw you had a good time this weekend with your wife.
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up, Greg.
bro,
Mitchell
yeah.
to Philly or what?
Dude, I would rather that than Durant, to be quite honest. But I heard Zep yapping a little bit. He's right. I mean, the cap space and everything, but the Jazz depends. Are they going to full rebuild, or are they going to get rid of Mitchell? Are they going to get rid of Mitchell to rebuild from the ground up, get a lot of players? Because a lot of people are fleeing from the Jazz. And it kind of stinks because they were huge contenders.
I just really hate Rudy Gobert. I just really hate him.
Can we quickly discuss that real quick? The Timberwolves trading pretty much all their bench, and then how many picks? Was it 5? 5 picks?
It was basically 5, yeah.
Yeah. That was – I don't know, man. That trade is questionable.
They gave up a lot for an above-average player, I think.
They give a lot for that when they already have an all-star center. So I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. Are they trying to run Cat at point and then Gobert in center? But then they have no bench to support.
What do you think about Morey, Greg? Do you think Morey has somewhat? I heard this report you can take this first, Craig. Joel Embiid has told Daryl Morey, and the rest of the Sixers staff. Sorry. But the whole entire Sixers team exhausts every resource on getting Kevin Durant. Do you think that Kevin Durant would be a wise decision for this team? A dumb decision? What do you think?
I wouldn't like it. I mean, as much as people say, hey, bring KD here, it's just we saw how much it took to get Gobert, and the Nets are trying to get every single cent out of every team that they can. Like the Suns are asking for Booker as a part of a package. The Heat, they're asking for Adebayo. So they would probably ask for a lot from us, including like our future. I think I saw an article earlier saying that they'd want 5 picks on top of whatever all-star they also wanted. So they want a very big price for KD. And I think there's other ways to do it. Like there's a lot of rumors of a trade, including Reggie Bullock, Hardaway Jr., and another player from the Mavericks for Harris, which would be great because it'd give us more depth. So I don't know. KD, I mean, we already have Harden, we already have Embiid, we already have Maxey. We have a lot of good players. Why risk everyone else just for a couple really good players? What happens if one of those really good players gets hurt? Like we saw KD on the Nets got hurt a lot this year, you know?
Yeah, no, and I agree. Like we don't need big name players on our team. We need depth on our bench. We already have big name players on our team that we can deal with, but it's a matter of letting them rest and having somebody that can fill their shoes. So I don't think it'll be beneficial for us to add another big name in Donovan Mitchell or Durant at all. I would love Durant to come to Philly, but it's not happening.
And I know that you said I would not trade for Donovan Mitchell, and we should just sign 3D players. That's with the exception we can get KD. I would trade everything to get KD with the exception of Joel Embiid. Because, if one person gets hurt, we're probably going to suck, but, we suck already. We keep losing the second round, so what's the difference? Might as well, let's see what KD and Embiid can do. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would absolutely do that in a heartbeat.
I'm with Zep. Trade everything for Embiid and trade everything. To put Embiid and Durant together, at least see what it does. I love Maxey. I love the depth that this team has, but at the end of the day, when you put these two together, you're going to be all right. Maybe Harden goes. I don't think he goes. I think he's still there. And if Joel Embiid is telling Daryl Morey, hey, do everything you can to get this guy in Philadelphia, I wouldn't be shocked if he comes to Philly. I know that there's been a lot of rumors about it, and some people are saying the Sixers have no shot. Some people are saying that the Sixers have a leading offer. At the end of the day, do whatever you got to do to get this guy in Philly, because like Josh said, you're losing in the second round anyway. You got to try something new. Maybe adding this guy in the mix is what makes it work.
It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry,
how it makes you feel.
I gotta disagree because again, the price is way too high. It would have to be like a Harris, Maxey, Thibault, and then 4 picks on top. It's just it's such a huge price. And then again, we saw at the Nets, they put all their money and all their cap into these big name players.
So do you think that Harris, Maxey, and Embiid can get past the second round?
Well, now that let's think about the improvements we have, right? We got rid of Danny Green, who again, great defender, 3-point shot, corner shot. What did we upgrade to? PJ Tucker, pretty much the same thing. Way better defense. He locks down centers. He locks down KD. He's the center killer. And then he's actually way better at corner threes. So that's an upgrade right there, let alone. And Anthony Melton, also a great addition as well. And then we also picked other people like House. Who was the other dude we got? Oh, and no, House. And then we got some G League guy. That guy's not going to make an impact really. But we have other players coming in. What's up, Jack?
Trayvon Queen. That was the guy you're thinking of.
Yeah, Trayvon Queen.
Yeah.
Come on, Greg.
KD and Joel Embiid together as an MVP is a title waiting to happen. I'm telling you that right now.
Thank you.
God.
Tell him why, Arrow.
But he's saying he doesn't want to trade for Kevin Durant. He just said that.
I don't.
Money.
Arrow, tell him why Durant and Embiid is a championship waiting to happen.
Those are two of the top 5 most dominant players in the NBA right now. Kevin Durant is the most dominant scorer of all time. Joel Embiid is the biggest, most dominant scorer of all time.
But we have to trade away every supporting player.
I love Tyrese Maxey. Tobias Harris is seen his best days. It's over. It's fine. He didn't work with Harden. I thought he was going to be better. He was not. He just wasn't. I love Maxey. But at the same time, if you have Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Joel Embiid, it's a wrap. Like that's you're going to the finals. Do you not want that?
Are we getting KD with Harden though? I feel like we're gonna have to give Harden up to get KD.
You do?
You don't think?
How? What do you mean? What do you mean? You're trading Maxey, Harris, and those picks, and probably Paul Reed or whoever the fuck else they want. But at that point, you're doing that.
I'm cool with that.
Daryl Morey is in win now mode.
I'm just cool with trading
all of these moves have been nothing but win now. You're trading a first-round pick for DeAnthony Melton. The guy's going to help you immediately. Anybody at 23 is not going to help you the same way DeAnthony Melton will. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with Arrow.
I'm just saying.
I agree with
Kevin
Arrow.
Durant is different. Kevin Durant is not some schlub that you're like hoping to get 19 points out of like Tobias Harris. Kevin Durant is literally the guy who is going to lead you to a championship.
He's the best scorer of all time.
Remember that Brooklyn game when we played them? How he fucking fleeced us and we could not stop him.
And who was guarding him?
Nobody.
Well, sure, Tobias Harris though. That's what I'm saying though. It's like
but we thought when we added Harden, we were going to be MVP. Like we're going to go to the finals.
No, James Harden is not that same kind of player.
That's what we thought.
Well, you guys were wrong. James Harden is a guy that's going to carry the ball for you, distribute, disperse the ball correctly, and that's what he's. He's not going to score 25 points a game anymore. It's over. That's not what he does anymore. If you look at him, he does not move the same way. Kevin Durant still moves off of the torn Achilles from 3 years ago the same exact way as he did before the injury. Kevin Durant is different. Kevin Durant is quite literally, like I said, he's the best scorer of all time. It's a different caliber of player. Kevin Durant would be the greatest Philadelphia athlete of all time.
Rocky Balboa is.
He owns what the oh my god! I'm not even gonna.
I'm just saying. I had to jump in for 2 seconds. Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid, those two it'd be Kobe and Shaq.
I agree.
It'd be that same level.
I agree.
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
And it's gone.
Thanks. Thank you. I guess moving on to our next topic.
Hey, Greg.
Miles Sanders. Greg, you can stay if you want. Miles Sanders said, "We feel unstoppable, like an all-star team." Did this motherfucker jinx it, Greg?
I think he may have. It all depends. I mean, if they shit the bed, then yes. Absolutely, if they shit the bed.
Very cop-out politician answer.
Here for it.
I mean, come on now. There's been so many people reporting on the Eagles saying that this is the best team they've had since the Super Bowl. Why? How can you say he jinxed it if we haven't seen him fucking play? Like, it doesn't make sense. Unless, like, the week 6, week 7, we're not playing as we should, then he jinxed it. But you can't say right now. It's too early. Because we have the best offensive receiving core that the Eagles have had in the past. We have the best offensive line, the best front 7 on defense. Our team got 1,000% better than where we were from last year. So, and Jalen Hurts tweaked his throwing ability. So hopefully he beefed up a little bit. You can't exactly allegedly. We can't say all these, we'll see what happens. We can't say that until we actually see preseason and then, during the season. We can't say he jinxed it quite yet, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's definitely a good point to say. At the end of the day, Miles Sanders, I don't think he glitched it or jinxed it, but I think that it's a little bit too early to say. Like Jack said, there's a lot of talented players on this team, but I'm not ready to say that we're an all-star team or any of this until, it all comes together.
This is the best team on paper we've had since 2017. No, this team on paper is better than that Super Bowl team.
You think so?
Oh, by a fucking mile. Absolutely.
I think I'm with Josh. I think that this team
on
will kick
on
this
paper,
football
like I'm
team's
saying, on paper.
ass.
I mean, that's yeah, but it's
Even
still a
with
young
Peak
team.
Even with Peak Wentz or Peak Foles, I think Peak Foles for sure. Peak Wentz.
No, I'm saying strictly on paper. Like this, like on paper, every
Even
group.
with Wentz though on paper.
Fuck yeah, those our receivers the Super Bowl year were not great. Like
True.
on paper, like if you think like Torrey Smith was old, Alshon Jeffrey was hurt, Nelson Aguilar hadn't done anything his entire career. Our starting running backs were LeGarrette Blount and like Wendell Smallwood to start the season, Corey Clement until we traded for Ajayi. Like our offensive line was good. Our front seven was Nigel Bradford and Michael Kendricks. Like, yeah, I think on paper we are much better this team than we've seen in a while. But we're still young. Our coaches showed improvement last year, but they're still a little sketchy at some points. And our coaches are young. So I don't think it's I think the people of Philadelphia will be let down if this happens. But, like, I don't think we should get our hopes up too high because every position group is either young or new.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Don't get your hopes up. The running backs is one position group, and the linebackers that I'm getting my hopes up for personally. I know I shouldn't, but like Miles Sanders said, they definitely feel unstoppable. And like Josh said, on paper, this is a really good roster. So get the confidence, get all the shit that you need in the offseason, I guess, to feel confident going in this in-season because, I don't know. I want another Super Bowl, personally. I want another good playoff run.
This is the Eagles fans' biggest flaw. We expect a lot, and during the preseason, then we don't see it in the regular season. So, I mean, my hopes are really high, but at the same time, my hopes are low because we look good on paper, like Zepp said, but it's a matter of how we play together as a team, how our coaching is. This is the first year, like, it's actually our new coaching squad's, like, first year where they're doing their own shit. So, I mean, expect – I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Expect the unexpected.
You know what time it's for, right, Jack?
Yeah, I think.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dalton, the mayor of Delaware.
Good job, Segs. Jackson, do you have a question?
So, this is going to be a different type of question. It's not about a player or stats or anything like that. Zepp and I kind of came up with this literally, 30 minutes ago?
Probably.
The trivia of this week is, when is the last time the Philadelphia Eagles wore the Kelly Greens?
Oh, that's a great question.
Who was our quarterback? Who are our quarterbacks that we had when we last wore the Kelly Greens? Again, when's the last time the Eagles wore the Kelly Greens, and who are the quarterbacks that we had, running the offense?
That is a great question. I think I know the answer. I'll keep my mouth shut, but like Jack said, you guys heard it. That's Jack J-Do's trivia. J-Do, Greg, you can stay as long as you want. You can head out if you want. We appreciate you as always for coming
stay
on.
Your ass
No
here. Stay your ass here.
If Jack wants me to stay, I'll stay, man.
Yes.
I'll stay as long as he wants.
Stay as long as you want, honey. But who on the Eagles has the most pressure on them this year, Jack?
I mean, I think we know this answer, and it's definitely Jalen Hurts, because this is his make or break year on the Eagles, because we traded with the Saints, a month ago for a quarterback position, hopefully next draft. But that will change if Jalen Hurts can actually play well this season. This is the first season where, new coaching is all underway. We have one of the best offenses in the NFC East. You can't go wrong with this team we have. And if Jalen Hurts fucks this up, then he's out. Seriously, he's out. We're getting a new quarterback in the draft. That's that. And he is definitely the most under pressure right now. I'm not expecting Nakobe Dean to be under the most pressure. He's a fucking rookie this year. Jalen Reagor, he's doesn't mean anything. He doesn't matter. So Jalen Hurts is by far the player that is under the most pressure this season for sure.
Agreed. Yeah, get Jalen Reagor off the screen. Nobody cares about him. Like that dude, I think we're gonna forget that he's on the team by like week 3. Sadly, I was rooting for him, but I think an under the radar pick might be Nick Sirianni, to be honest, because he started off the season like really bad last year, and then we made the playoffs somehow, and like you could see him get better at coaching as the season went on, and I think that has given us a lot of hope. Like if we had this roster I was just talking about that's so good on paper, but we either had a new head coach or we had a coach who didn't make the playoffs last year, we would still be worried. But Sirianni proved that he can do something. So I think that's just added pressure this year. It's kind of like when you do good at your job, it's not like you get more days off. Your boss just gives you more shit to do. So it's more pressure on you. Jalen Hurts, obviously, nobody really wanted him. He kind of got drafted in a position he didn't want to get drafted in. And now, like, most of the franchise is on his back. But Nick Sirianni has a ton of pressure on him as well.
I don't know if I asked you this before, but like Shane said, Gamer Shane, what are you predicting this record?
Gamer Shane, I don't know. It's too early to tell. I don't make any predictions till after the roster is complete and I know what's going on in training camp. I know that's a really boring answer, but that's what I'll say.
Week. I'll take this. Most pressure, Jalen Hurts. I agree with Josh. At the end of the day, I mean, it's Jalen Hurts or it's Nakobe Dean because
Pause. Why do you say Nakobe Dean?
Nakobe Dean because at the end of the day, he's the quarterback of the defense. I think that Nakobe Dean should be getting the green dot helmet this year, personally. I think that he's that talented. And I think that he'll respond to the pressure well. But I think that Nakobe Dean really needs to solidify himself as the middle linebacker 1 by the end of this season. Because, Jack, Josh, we've talked about it. It's been a drought for the Eagles at this position. But I think Nakobe Dean, at the end of the day, can be the guy that solidifies that position, that changes that for the Eagles, and gives us hope. So, at the end of the day, really excited to see what Nakobe Dean does. But give me him as the green dot helmet. Going to be a lot of pressure, but I think that he's built for it. Jalen Hurts, yeah, definitely. I like that answer, but you already explained why, Jack, and I agree with it. Jalen Reagor, I think he'll be better than most people are saying, but that's my personal opinion. Greggy, you got anything?
Jalen Hurts, I mean, he's a young quarterback. It's not like he's a solidified great quarterback. He hasn't been in long. He still has a lot to prove. Like you see that with a lot of these young quarterbacks too, and that's the most pressure as well, because like you said, we have an early pick. We can easily just boot him out. His position is never like safe unless he shows us he is that franchise quarterback. And we've seen that even with like solidified franchise quarterbacks, like Wentz, we thought was going to be our number 1 for a while. And that ended up shitty. So Hurts, especially in his position now, where it's like he needs to show that he can stay here and deliver us to either late in the playoffs or a championship, especially with this young core, because this young core is going to build around each other.
Yeah, so I mean, I will say Gamer Shane said in the comments, AJ Brown is a key element to this. But at the same time, I agree to disagree because – yeah, AJ Brown, he's getting paid a shit ton of money to perform well and stay healthy. But at the same time, Jalen Hurts is that quarterback that's going to be throwing to him. So he has to make smart decisions, throw the ball to AJ Brown when he's open, and, then he'll perform well. But, I mean, it all starts with the quarterback, And if our offensive line stays healthy too. I mean, we've been plagued with injuries the past 5 years on the offensive line. I don't think we've ever had, since we won the Super Bowl, we didn't really have a solid offensive line that stayed healthy. So
we weren't even healthy during the Super Bowl season.
Exactly. So
well, Jason Peters.
And I guess we might as well do it while you're on the screen, Jack.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dalton, the mayor of Delaware.
Yeah. So the quarterbacks that will last were the Kelly Green jersey. Again, the question was, when's the last time the Eagles wore the Kelly green jerseys, and which quarterbacks? The quarterbacks were Kevin Cobb, and then Kevin Cobb went down, got injured, then Michael Vick filled in. And that was against week 1 against the Packers. I'm not sure what.
And 2010.
2010. So that was the last time he wore it. But yeah, I can't wait to get those jerseys back. It's been a while. It's been 12 years.
Are they high-key overrated? Have we overhyped this? Have we built this up?
Oh my God, you're gonna get yourself executed by saying that.
I won't give a damn. I don't. Whatever. I like them.
Jack, are you gonna execute him for saying that?
Have we overhyped them though?
We overhyped Steagles jerseys. You still have that jersey?
The what?
The Steagle jerseys?
No, that's the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets.
The blue and yellow one?
Yeah.
Oh no, those things are sexy as hell.
No, they're not. They look like fucking
No, I'm
with
excited
Jack.
for the greens. I'm just saying, like, have we built it up so much in our heads that it's not going to be as nice when we see them?
No, I think you're gonna fucking shit your pants. You're gonna.
I hope.
Do
I hope
do something in your pants.
I hope something happens in my pants when I see them.
Greggy boy, we'll ask
Yo.
you this. This will be funny. Are the Eagles underrated at edge rusher? Josh Sweat stepped up last year, and then they go ahead and sign the Temple guy, Hassan Reddick. You partied a lot at Temple. I mean, you know a lot about the school, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's see if the Temple kid can kick it up in Philly, represent. I mean, he's been playing in the financial field his entire college career. Now let's see him play in the pros.
Yep.
Underrated edge. I mean, like the pros are like, it's hard to tell with rookies because you can never tell it's a different animal, but hopefully for Philly's case, hopefully.
No, I mean, I don't think we are anywhere near underrated edges. I think this is the best edge rush we've had on defense in a while. Hassan Reddick, didn't really watch him when he played. Where did he play? He played
Carolina, and then he played in Arizona before that.
So I didn't really see him there. But Josh Sweat literally made a name for himself last year. He stepped up when we needed him the most. So I will not say we're underrated edge rushers at all. But again, the Philly thing is we expect a lot out of these edge rushers, and if we don't see them doing well, we're gonna hate them. So I don't think they're underrated as of right now. We'll see when regular season hits.
Josh, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, we have Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, and JD playing in the middle. I think you could put me and Jack at the edge rushers, and we're still going to get to the quarterback. So I think this is a good duo. I think if Derek Barnett can stop getting penalized, he is also not half bad at playing the position. But it does really depend on that middle group getting pressure inside so that the offensive tackles have to move inside, and then these guys can get there. So
it's a matter of if Jonathan Gannon wants to rush them.
Well, you don't even need to rush them, right? I mean, these guys are such natural athletes. You can just let them.
True.
You just have to make sure they play contain when they need to, and they're good. You don't have to bring a whole. You should not have to bring a whole lot of sets to get to the quarterback with our front four.
I'm with Zep. I mean, this is a good duo, a really good duo for what we have. Josh Sweat was a Pro Bowler last year. Hassan Reddick's a stud. 31 sacks last year on the Eagles defense. 22.6 average points per game allowed for the Eagles defense last year. And 71, I'll repeat, 71 tackles for a loss last year with the Eagles defense. That's really freaking good. So I think that the Eagles defense has a lot of potential this year with these two. I think that Josh Sweat's going to take a step up. And I think that Hassan Reddick is only going to help open things up for this defense personally. So I think that we're really, really underrated at edge rusher. And last but not least, gentlemen.
No, wait. I want another topic. Bring another topic up that we haven't hit, and I think it'd be smart to talk about. Which tight end do you think is going to have the most production this season, Zach Ertz or Dallas Goedert? I'll start off. I think Zach Ertz is their number 2-3 receiver. The Cardinals have. But at the same time, Dallas Goedert, he was that number 1 man last year when we went down on injuries. But now the fact that we have Quez Watkins, we have A.J. Brown, we have Devontae Smith, we have Will Pascal, I think personally, Ertz is going to have the edge over Goddard this season.
Okay. Dalton, what do you think, buddy?
I like what Jack said, but give me Goddard just because I think that honestly, at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts relies more on his tight end. So give me Goddard with a slight edge, but I do think Jack raises a really good point that Ertz is a top 15 tight end, and with everything going on with the Eagles offense right now, I wouldn't be shocked to see Ertz walk away with more yards than Goddard. Just because Ertz, with Hopkins being out the first 6 weeks, that really opens up a lot for Ertz. So, but at the end of the day, give me Goddard. Greg?
I'm gonna have to side with you, Dal. I think Goddard, even though, like you said, Zach Ertz is gonna be the spotlight there. He's a little bit older, like not terribly, obviously, but Goddard has a lot to prove. He's still working on his game, and he was able to do that last season. And what I like that I saw him do is he uses his big body. You know what I mean? He uses it to kind of crash through defenses. So hopefully he utilizes that and learns how to use it better this season and really utilizes that to get down the field.
Yeah, I hope so. Zep?
I don't care. We're going to be better than the Cardinals, and that's all that matters because Kingsbury and the Cardinals suck. Especially with D-Hop being out the first 6 weeks.
Kind of case.
Yeah, no, that's it. Whatever.
Okay. No, I'll start off. My top 5 biggest pet peeves is, first off, Josh Zepp. Biggest pet
Yo,
peeve.
Blair. Get in the picture, Blair.
Josh Zepp's my biggest pet peeve. He's
Look at him in his eyes and say it.
He's the biggest pet peeve of my life.
I'm my biggest.
Hey!
Nobody hates me more than I do.
Because this guy likes doing a lot around the house and never sits his ass down like me and Arrow do. He never relaxes, so that pisses me off. Dawn, this is taking a page out of your father's book. I hate when people chew with their mouth open and chocolate. I used to do that when I was younger, and Don, Mr. Holland, put it to me. He said, "Jack, don't ever do that again, or I will disrespect you." I said, "Okay, sounds good." Number 3, I'm sorry.
He made you eat outside, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That was embarrassing.
I heard Josh also sucks at cutting the grass.
From our basement.
That's some inside.
I heard it from the basement.
Wait, do I chew with my mouth open, or is this a different? This is a second bullet point.
You as a person just pissed me off.
Well, no, I get that. You don't have to. Yeah.
Overall.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with people not being polite. People that you're walking to a restaurant or you're walking into the gas station and they clearly see you're 5 steps away from the door and they just let it close on you.
Yeah,
I've always been the guy that holds the door when people are 30 steps away.
Only if it's a lady. Only if it's a lady.
Yeah, very attractive lady too. That is for sure. 4.
And they say she always dead.
4. This is people who drive really shitty, and who don't use the turn signals at all when they switch lanes, and then they flip you off because you're too close to them. When I'm dude, there's no turn signal at all, so how am I know you're gonna go over the next lane? And my last one, This is toughie. People who don't have the right hygiene. When I was at college, in my fraternity, when I was working, pledging.
Get the fuck right.
Wait.
One of my.
Were you in a frat, Jack?
You were in a frat?
I was in a fraternity.
I can tell.
But there was this one guy in my fraternity, my pledge class. I'm not gonna say his name, but this dude never brushed his teeth ever. And I had to ride the car because we had to go to the gym for workouts at 5 in the morning. And dude reeked. His breath smelled like to high heaven, and it made you want to yak while you're in the car. So I think that kind of hit all my top 5.
Yeah, that was a pretty full list. I think you got there.
1 to 5, 1 being your biggest pet peeve, 5 being your least.
My biggest pet peeve. I mean, I'm just gonna list like personal characteristics of people that I just don't like. I don't like people who don't work hard. They piss me off. People who are entitled. They piss me off. People who play their music.
Why'd you look at me when you said entitled?
Well, I'm just fucking.
Nah, fuck you.
I hate people who play their music out loud at the gym. They deserve to be thrown off a skyscraper.
You don't go to the gym while you're in a personal gym.
Well, I had a gym. People who keep fucking interrupting me. That's up there.
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
Okay. Thank you for that. Old people who don't know how to use technology but continue to try. Like, if you don't know how to use it, that's fine, but stop trying to use it. Like, you're just not going to get there. Your life has obviously passed you by.
They're just trying to learn, Zeb. Let them learn.
No. If you try to learn, that's fine. Like, the old people who, like, don't try to learn, just like, I don't understand. Like, shut up. Like, you're just not going to get it. Just accept it. Move on. What are we on? Oh, communist, socialist. Somebody said at the bar today that I like communist, socialist. That's completely off the charts. That's...
Oh, you had a bar, dude? Sick.
Yeah, I had a crab pretzel. Was delicious.
Not only
I might have been 5 or 8. I don't know. I kind of lost count.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Greg.
I feel like Greg's too nice of a guy for this.
I want to go from like the least, so 5, and like since it's a sports podcast, I'm going to keep it to sports and just bring it up with LeBron flops or LeBron temper tantrums.
I agree.
When he gets brushed in the face, and then we'll whine to the refs, but they'll blow him because he's LeBron. 4, styrofoam cups. You ever touch styrofoam cups and it like squeaks and everything? I hate that. I hate that so much. Oh, dude. Oh my God, you're giving me PTSD. Vietnam flashbacks. Number 3, Vietnam flashbacks. Number 2, I have to go with people. Was that saying? No, Jack said people who drive bad. Like 2 months ago, I drove behind someone who like wouldn't turn left when there's so much time to turn left on a green light, and then I like threw my arms up, and he got out of the car and just told me to fight him. So I just hate it.
Motherfuck you!
Yeah, dude. I had to tell the guy to get back in his car. I'm like, I'm not fighting you over this middle of the road. And then the guy couldn't handle himself. But and then
what's your golden egg? Your golden egg. Your worst pet peeve.
My worst pet peeve.
The one that you hate the most.
That's tough. Oh, people who love Trae Young.
Why don't you like Trae Young?
Okay.
People who love Trae Young. He's
deadly from 3. He's a class act.
He's just ugly.
Not with the new foul rule. And he's ugly, but he has a deal with Express.
Well, Greg, you're ugly too.
Yeah, but like you don't see me getting deals with Express.
Greg is
this man.
Trae Young.
Yeah, and I'm not shooting dead threes. This man, I don't know. Trash.
Last but not least, I got a few. You guys pretty much hit mine on the head. Cowboys fans were up there for me. They're pretty fucking annoying.
You know, the Cowboys fans in my life, I actually like. It's kind of hard. It sucks.
That is tough because every Cowboys fan in my life, I bust their balls. Somebody said driving. That's a great one. Driving really gets on my fucking nerves when people don't know how to fucking drive and they're in a car. Get the fuck off the road. Sorry.
That's you, dude.
I do drive very well. I just drive fast. But I drive smart. Anyway, uneducated speaking, I don't like when people like don't really understand something and then they speak on it like they know. I hate when people drive in the left lane and they go slow, like slow drivers in the left lane. That's pretty much it for me.
Oh,
You guys-
I missed one.
What is yours?
The state of Virginia.
Why the state
Oh,
of Virginia?
dude, the
No.
speed limit. The speed limit.
Yes, driving in Virginia, the taxes in Virginia, the beaches in Virginia, just everything about Virginia. The only good thing about Virginia is on the East Coast. Like that is the only thing it has.
And it's
Oh,
completely
sucks.
desolate.
I got one more.
Yeah. This is honorable mentions.
Mets fans.
Dude, yo.
Oh, and without further ado, Jackson, hit it.
Hey, Zep, it's a outro, not an intro. So
My pet
Segs,
peeve is when he does this every
so
week.
Segs, even though Segs the biggest pussy.
Fuck you, Jack.
I feel like Canada was a huge miss on the pet peeve.